there. First up this morning, if I told you that you could travel the globe and find your true self on just $30 a day, would you believe me? Our next guest did just that, and she says you can too by following her step-by-step guide.
Barbara Singer wrote this novel, Living Without Reservations, and critics say it's sort of a cross between the best-selling books The Secret and Eat, Pray, Love. And Barbara's here now to tell us her true life-changing story. Welcome to the Morning Blend, Barbara.
So nice to have you.
Yeah.
I just flew in from Italy last night.
You
did?
Mm-hmm. We're in the middle of the grape harvest, so I was picking grapes. Probably have a little purple under my nails still.
I've never been to Italy. I know you have.
Yeah,
I've always
I
wanted to
adore it.
travel there.
The best.
Is it? I believe it.
Yeah, many people, I think, could live there forever, which you've obviously done. But before we get to that, you know, we were kind of talking about worrying earlier. You went through a life-changing year when you were 44 where a lot of things happened to you. What changed your life at that age?
I was living in Orlando, big job, big career, child in private school, boat, all the trappings, and the treadmill just got faster and faster, and I knew that I didn't want to continue to do that. So when my only child went away to college, I got a divorce. She went off to school. I met someone new, thinking this was going to be my new life. He died very suddenly of a heart attack. So if that wasn't the catalyst, what more could have happened? And so I decided to just get out of town, and I asked my dad if I could use his camper to go on a road trip out west. And he said no, but would you go with me to Alaska? So my dad and I drove from Pennsylvania to Alaska and back. And it was the first time that I really saw people living extraordinary different lives, vagabond lives. So I get back to Orlando and realize I can never do this again. Once you're out, I couldn't get back in.
Right.
So I liquidated my house and rented a room from a friend of a friend in South Florida, and my big goal in life was to work at a tiki bar on the beach.
That's why your adventure goes from Alaska, that first picture we saw, to the Caribbean, and then to Italy, where you just returned from. But backing up just a bit, how does a mother, a wife, a corporate executive living in the suburbs decide that you're going to liquidate your house and basically all your responsibilities? I realize your daughter was in college, so that you weren't, you know, at home raising young children. But that's a huge leap.
I think midlife reinvention for women is so huge. Men have always had midlife crises, but this is really the time when women are. This empty nest, the midlife saying, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And it's a time to be a little bit selfish, but to say, I've given, given, given. I got to the top of my career to realize this was what I was going to be doing for the 20 more years. Impossible.
Right.
My child has gone away to school in another state, so really the home responsibility day in and day out, and I wanted adventure, freedom, and travel.
Well, and I thought what's important is from that point in your life, you said you really have to take a moment to confront yourself. And you asked questions like, would you rather have a plane ticket or a mortgage? Would you rather have freedom or a paycheck, a backpack or a walk-in closet, which I think could be hard for a lot of women to give up, a passport filled with stamps or a bank filled with money, or live your dream or watch it on reality TV. Those questions, I think, are very difficult for some people to answer.
The adventure was so full and so fun, and every place I went, I lived on a sailboat in the Caribbean, and then I moved to Italy, rented a room from a woman, didn't speak the language, didn't know anyone. But I was so happy and so joyful just discovering the world and not having the responsibility to work and not having to be anywhere. I never did that. I was 45 years old, and for the first time, I'm free.
Yeah, it's got to be an incredible feeling. A little bit scary, too, because you write in your book, I was reading a page where you were like, change is scary. Even kids know that change is scary. You know, they walk into a new classroom, for example. But for you, change was so freeing.
It was really a total adventure, and I got so much more than I lost. So if I didn't have a walk-in closet full of clothes anymore, the experiences, the people I met,
And the pictures from your travels, is this Italy?
This is Italy.
Is that you hanging out your dirty laundry?
No, no. We have no dryers in Italy, so everybody hangs their clothes out. But just Italy has The people are so warm and so wonderful, and enough is enough. We live a very simple life there, and so this get ahead, get ahead, get ahead feeling all the time, it doesn't exist anymore.
Have you found love again?
Yes, when I went to Italy, I was there 10 days the first year, and I went to the winery, Il Salvatore Winery, as a tourist, and met Giuseppe, the winemaker, and for me it was love at first sight, and I think for him too, and so we're still together, and I live on the winery now in the south. summers.
Oh, wow.
so
That's
cool.
beautiful. I think there's a lot of people at home saying, okay, maybe you were in a position to do that. You know, maybe you had money built up to be able to do this, and it was safe for you to go out and do it. But you're saying, no, you can live on less than $1,000 a month. So anybody can make this
Anybody
happen.
can do this. At any given time, I did not have more than $10,000 available to me. So the plan is you go and rent a room from a local in the place where you want to go. I found this woman, €350 a month to rent my room, about $400 or $500. And then the other $500 is just to feed yourself, maybe a bus ticket, a museum pass, something where you are. And then because I'm not independently wealthy, in the wintertime, I would come back and work in a high-season resort place and wait tables. I was the hotel nanny in Aspen one year. I waited tables at the Marina Bar. That's how I met the captain of the boat and got on the Ooh La La.
Perfect.
But work is, you know, in a high-tipped job, or you know, and then make it last as long as you can.
Well, yeah, let's talk about your roadmap for other people, because your point is that if you allow yourself, you can realize your own kind of your own inner self. And the first thing you say is get ready mentally, because attitude is far more important than your checkbook balance.
You know how difficult it is to stand up in a canoe? Well, you cannot have one foot in two different canoes. You have to really have tunnel vision, and not everyone's going to agree with you. People thought I was insane.
Sure.
So you have to really just be focused and say, I want this lifestyle and this freedom more than I want security or the illusion of security.
And you have to want it enough, like you said, to liquidate all your possessions, get rid of your car, stop all your monthly bills, get rid of all those things that you really are, what you call the trappings of the American lifestyle.
And then you have the freedom to go. If you don't spend it, you don't have to earn it.
Yeah, that's a huge point. And because I know you spent a lifetime sort of with your husband living below your means. So you had good practice in knowing how to do that, and probably to be frugal. You suggest getting healthy because you're going to be traveling abroad, getting mobile. You know, a laptop is important, using email, knowing the ins and outs of a post office, particularly maybe in a foreign country or a destination that's not familiar to you. And then you say living without a 9-to-5 job.
There are so many ways that you can earn money without having a regular job, but offer your time and your talents. You have something that nobody else has.
Yeah. And then the rest of your tips have to do with working on the road. Make a plan to work where you go. You don't find a job in Italy before you get there. You have to arrive and then look for work, right?
You cannot even imagine what you're going to do. When I got to Aspen, I thought I would wait tables. And I fell into the hotel nanny thing, and it was a wonderful experience. But that was never on my plan.
Yeah, being open to it.
And the last thing you say, too, is be willing to live with people, but don't be mooching off of them. You know, really make sure that you're willing to work for them while you're staying there, or do things to kind of exchange your talents for time and for things that you need.
When you're in transition, if you're not live in Italy and you're not working a season, there might be a month or two, so that's when you go and visit friends and family. But you're not leaving the planet. So between Skype and email, it's easy to stay in touch with your friends and family. So it's not like you're leaving and never coming back. I probably see my family more now than when I lived in Florida and they lived in Pennsylvania.
Because you're more mobile, too. The book is fantastic. It was so nice to meet you. Congratulations to you and everything that you've discovered about yourself and about life. The book is Living Without Reservations, and people can visit your website. It's BarbaraElaineSinger.com. Do you blog, too?
Yes.
Okay, so people can check up on you, find out about you, get in touch with you.
We were hunting for porcini mushrooms, so there's a little piece on there.
That's wonderful. So nice to have you.
Thank you.